Morning. Excuse me, frog in my throat there. I spent a couple minutes trying to get this to go live again, and I'm still not having any luck, no matter what I do. So it just keeps telling me it can't find the camera. I've tried every different go live thing that's on there, and I think I'm gonna have to try and get a hold of Danina and see if she can tell me an easier way to do it, because I'm not having any luck at all. Okay, so since it's February and we're gonna do an iris fold a day, I decided to do the oval one today. I want to keep the first few ones, if we could get Fred to get out of our way, we would be doing well. Try to keep the first few simple so that you get the hang of what you're doing. Whoops. Guess if I put my glasses on, I'd have a lot better luck with this, because I can see I'm not cutting it very well. Mind you, this is going to kind of stick to the back anyway, so it doesn't have to be absolutely, you need to get your nose out of there. You're going to get your whiskers cut off, bud. Yeah, that's it. Shuffle over a little more, No, the other way. The other way. Oh, I got the keyboard in your way and the mouse. I'm sorry. Okay. Now we can sift you over. Now we can sift you over. Yes, and I know you don't like that. You don't like being told what to do you? Before we get started, I don't know how many of you do glue books or, you know, things like that. I do glue books a lot for relaxing. And I went to get cat food the other day at Walmart and came across this 12-pack of glue sticks. It's by Play-Doh. So I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know exactly what it's like, but I thought it was $3 for 12 glue sticks, and I thought that was a great deal. So I grabbed them because I always run out. I'm me. So I'm always running out of glue sticks. So I thought, well, and they're the big glue sticks. They're not the little ones. So, you know, I thought for $3, I mean, even the Dollar Tree can't really beat that. Now, these are the colors that I've chosen for this one. Now, these are the origami papers. If we have time, I'll do one in origami and one in magazine, so you can see the difference. Pardon me. I'm debating whether to put it on this just so that you can see differences, or whether I should put it on black, because those colors will definitely, I think I'll do that. They will definitely show up really, really well on the black. So I think that's what I will do. I'm going to get my knife here and my ruler that I spent 20 minutes looking for, and finally Fred found it for me. So he got kudos for that. There. I was looking for some white paper in my stash, but I didn't have any. So I'm just gonna tape this underneath with just a little tiny bit of masking tape here, just so that it's not going to shift around on me while I'm, oh, let's try to, I'm trying to cut it. I don't want it to, there, that's pretty centered. So I hope that with the patterns that have been up on the wall, I know Colette Corbeil said that she was going to give them a try. I think I need a new blade, and that'll probably be something I won't be able to find. I know I saw them the other day, but where? That's the question. I usually keep them quite close to me. There they are. Now, I know if you guys have X-Acto knives, and I think I've said this once before, I'm not sure though, and you've been buying them, say at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever, where they give you like 2 or 3 of them in a package, find a hobby shop that does men's, people who like to build models and things like that. We have one here, and if you go there, you can get a box of 100 here for just under $20. And I've had this box now for a couple of years. Sorry, my hands are really, really shaky today. And I want to, there. I want a nice sharp knife for doing this because I don't want to have to fight it this time. No, you stay right where you were. You were just really good where you were. I know you just want to hold my hand. Yeah, okay. And then that saves you a lot of money because, you know, when you just get 2 or 3 at a time, I mean, man, when I was doing my 3D cards, I mean, I could go through 2 or 3 in a day, and that's not good. So if you have a hobby shop around you that sells models and things like that, you can get them there, and they're, you know, boxes of 100. I think they even have boxes of 200s, I don't know, but I buy them by the 100, and then they last me for a couple of years, because there's nothing worse than a dull blade, or a chipped blade is even worse. Like if you happen to, you know, cut something just a wee bit too hard and the end of your blade just snaps, that blade is no longer any good to you at all, because it's going to give you a ragged cut. It might seem like it's not, but it is. So always make sure your blade is nice and sharp when you're doing this. Now, I know some people might think that, oh, it would just be easier to, you know, trace the circle, which, yes, it could be. Trace the circle on something else so that you're not losing your numbers, because you can't lose the numbers. And then, you know, cut into the middle and then cut around it. You can do that, but then you don't have your numbers. And the numbers are very important when you're doing the iris folding. So it's always better to just, you know, print off 2 patterns, and that's what I have done. I've actually printed 3 of this because I thought I only had 1 in my book, but I had 2. So I now have 2 extra ones. And you know, it's funny because until I actually printed this first one, these 2 cats that are now out here, and one's at the end of the table and one's like right there, they were sound asleep in bed, not bothering me whatsoever. And I thought, okay, this is the perfect time. I should have known better than to start that printer, because Nico comes running whenever he hears a printer, and Fred comes running when he hears paper. So they're both here. But right now they're being fairly good because they're hearing noises in the hallway, so they're paying more attention to that than to me, and that's good. Now let's see how have we done here. A little piece here that didn't let go, so we'll go back. Got it. Yeah. And there's just a wee piece here up at the top. just right there. There. So now we've got our oval cut. Now this is the right side of the paper. So we are going to flip the right side down. We are going to take, I guess we could leave that on the back, that won't hurt. I am so sorry about my hands. It makes everything so much worse. Maybe if I just, I've left the tape on the back, so maybe if I just put the tape, let the tape do its job. Slip it just a bit there. That's going to be perfect. Okay, so now we need a piece of this up top here. We need a piece of this at the bottom here. There. So now I'll move some things out of my way, get rid of the garbage. Okay, so what I have chosen with the, now you choose whatever you want, and you do it with a magazine page if that's what you got. Do it with a wrapping paper, whatever. It doesn't make any difference what you use as long as it's thin paper, or even like a florist's ribbon. And with the florist's ribbon, you can fold it, but you don't necessarily have to. But it looks better when you do. So I've chosen a bright blue, a bright pink, a bright green. They're almost kind of neon, and a yellow. So now I have to go onto here because we're going to do the 4 again. I don't want to confuse you yet with the 5s. So we're going to go to the 4s. So now what we have to do is decide, okay, which color. Let's see, I think section number 2 will be the pink, and I'll just write it on here. And section number 1 will be blue, blue, and then number 3, let's see, where does number 3 starts? In here. Number 3 can be, 13. We'll put number 3 as green and 4 as yellow. Now, like I said, if you're using a magazine paper, don't worry about this. You won't need this. You just go around in the order with your magazine paper. So now the first thing I'm going to do is go over here. Let's see if I can do all 4 of these at a time. I should be able to. What are you into, Fred? Fred, what are you doing? Did you take my ruler again, you little fart? No, did you? Okay, so we're going to cut these into 5/8 of an inch strip. You can even cut them in 1/2 inch if that makes it easier for you. Cut them 1/2 inch. Okay. Let's do it this way, and we won't have any issues. Enough. very straight cut there. Doesn't really matter. Oh, did you find your mosey, Fred? Did you find your mosey? Is it under the couch? You found him finally, did you? I bought them each some, well, I bought a package of little mice for them the other day, because I haven't bought them for quite a while. And Fred used to go, I mean, he was going crazy with Nico's old ones, and, you know, Nico was kind of put out that they were his toys, and the new cat was playing with them when he was a baby. But I went and I bought, when I bought some cat food the other day, I picked up a package of new little mice. It comes with like 5 little mice in it. Usually they're all different colors. These ones were just black and white. So since Nico's black, I gave him a black mouse, and I gave Fred the white mouse, so that they kind of know whose is whose. And it's funny because Nico won't chase the white mouse at all. If I throw it, he won't go near it. And Fred will chase the black one, but as soon as he gets near it, he walks away from it because he knows it's not his. It's got Nico's scent all over it. So at least Nico gets to play now, because they play fetch, these guys. Like Nico has played fetch since he was 8 weeks old. And my dad that passed away used to just love him, because every time he'd come over, he'd play fetch with the cat and just have a ball. And now Fred just instantly started playing fetch. I guess he must have seen me do it once with Nico and decided this looked like fun. So when I threw something for him, he just brought it right back to me, and I threw it for him. So he caught on real quick to that one. And I know there's a lot of times when I wished I'd never taught Nico how to, well, I didn't really teach Nico. I think Nico kind of taught me, because he brought it back to me the first time too. And, you know, I made a big fuss over him saying, oh, you're such a good boy, what a good hunter, and all that kind of stuff. And after that, it was just like a daily thing that you had to play catch. And it was like sometimes I'd come home from, you know, like managing the 10 apartment blocks, and my arms would be so sore from scrubbing and cleaning and vacuuming and all the stuff that I had to do with these buildings. And my arms would be so darn sore, but I had to play catch with him for half an hour at least. So I'd throw it and he'd go get it, and he'd wrestle around with it for a little bit, but then he'd bring it back to me, and I'd have to throw it again. And let's straighten this guy. Straighten him up a wee bit here. There. There's the green. Let's sort of stick it over here. Let's get my cords out of my way here. And then we'll do the yellow. I should have prepped all this before it came on, but I thought, okay, if somebody's in here today who hasn't done them yet and doesn't know what I'm doing or talking about, it's better for me and them, it's actually better for them, not me, to go through it step by step. So this is the first step. Cut your papers into 5/8 of an inch, 1/2 inch if you feel more comfortable with a 1/2 inch, but usually you don't need any more than 5/8 of an inch, and you're going to fold them. Do not fold them in half ahead of time. There are many iris fold teachers out there who will tell you to do that, but then there are some places on different patterns, and we came across that in, was it the diamond pattern, I believe, where if you had folded it in 5/8 of an inch in half, it wouldn't have fit properly. So what I do is I cut them 5/8 of an inch, roughly, and then when there are wider spots, I adjust the paper and how I fold it to that spot, because you can make smaller cuts. Okay, get up here. Do I need to stab you with my knife? I guess I do. Okay, so now we've got all 4 of our papers cut. So let's see, we're going to go in blue, pink, green, and yellow. So I think I'll move the greens and yellows just to this side so that, you know, we have some room. Ouch, that stabbed me, that hurt. Okay, so now for this one, for this oval, you do need your pattern piece if you are doing 4 different colors. But like I said, if you're using magazine or wrapping paper or newsprint or something, even if you're just using your painty papers, then you don't necessarily need this, because you can just keep following the numbers along. So for section color 1 section, number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are in color 1. So that means that they are blue. So we will, oops, take them down, fold them. And your folds on the back don't have to be perfect, because I mean, once you put this on something to make it into a card or add it to a journal or whatever you're going to do with it, nobody's going to see the back. And that's, but they see the beautiful pattern on the front. So now there's number 1. We need my tape. I want to make sure you can see the tape. Okay. Let's put the green and the yellow over here, because then you can still see them. Okay. All right, so we're going to take a small piece of tape. You're going to line that blue piece up on the lines that say number 1. Oops, I need to take this up. And you're going to tape it down on one end. Then you're going to follow it and keep the crease there. Then you take your pair of scissors and just past where it says number 1, cut it off. Take another piece of tape and tape that piece down. Got a crinkle in the tape. Oh well. Now the next number is number 2, which is up here. And you're going to do exactly the same thing. You line it up with this dark line here. This is number 2, and you line your fold up with that line. Got a little piece of tape sitting on there that's getting in the way of everything. There. And then just tape it down again. Come up just above where number 2 ends. And put it there. And I did tell you to put, I hope I told you, you put the front side of your cardstock face down so that your front side is, although on this particular paper, you could do it on the front side or the back side, because it really wouldn't make much difference. The front side has a little bit of a pattern to it, but not a big pattern to it. I gotta get that piece of tape off there because it's catching my tape every time. I don't know why. It's there. There. Okay. So number 3 is also blue. It's in section 1, or color 1 in section 1. So really, I mean, when I wrote this, I should have put the colors, down this line here instead of here, but just old habits die hard. So now we're going to do number 3, which is here, and we're going to line it up on the line again. And I'm going to lift that green paper for a minute so that I can get my piece of tape down, and then put it back there. And then you're going to keep it, trying to make the lines face you. Keep it on that line. Don't bring it over this way or don't go too far that way. Keep it right on that line. And then just take your scissors and just above where it ends, clip it off. And tape it down. Pardon me, tape it down. Okay, so number 4 is also in the first section. So number 4 is right here. So we're going to go from here and keeping it on the lines again. We're going to tape it down. Oh, and look at that, I didn't keep it on the line. So I'll take that and redo it. Number 4. Okay. On the line and on the line. Now I'm going to cut this off just here. I'm going to lift this up for just a second because I should have put those in the corners actually. It would have been better for this. Put that down. Okay, so that's the first part of section 1. Now we go to color 2, which is pink. And the colors in pink are number 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're going to follow those colors around. Or those numbers around, I should say. So number 5 is here. So we're going to line this up on that line. And then we're going to tape it down here. And then cut it. I'm sorry, my fingers are in the way doing it this way, aren't they? I'll try to turn it towards you. Just above where it ends. Clip it off. Keep it straight on that line. I kind of try to give it a little bit of the press as I'm putting it down. It's not necessary, but you know, sometimes I do that. And I need this to pop up again. That was a really bad place to put that. And that made me go offline there. So I think I'll move that over there for now. Maybe I'll do the same with this one because I think we're going to run into the same problem up there. So I'll stick the corners. That'll be easier. There. That'll be much easier. So now we need to do number 6. Number 6 is right here. Keeping it on the line. Now I know that going around the way I am, to you, this looks like another diamond, but it's not. There. But it looks like the diamond shape on this side right now, but it won't when you turn it over. So now number 7, and see how I said numbers, some of the numbers can be a little wider. That's better. So number 7 is a wee bit wider at the top, but then this piece of paper is also a bit wider at the top. So we'll see just how well it fits. Yeah, that's gonna be okay. So we'll just fold it down. But if it hadn't been, then you would make this piece here smaller. So, but because it is fitting nicely, we don't have to worry. So that's number 7. Oops. And I knocked it off. I knocked it offline. It's just my Shaky hands aren't helping anything in this. So there's number 7 and it ends right about there. So we just cut it just past where it ends. And I know I might sound like a broken record saying just past where it ends and right on the line and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But if I didn't say that, some people would get lost. Now, the next color for pink is number 8, which is right here. There you go. And then you end right up there. And then we'll put another piece of tape down here. So now that was section 2. So we have now finished with the pink. Section 2 is done. Or color 2, pardon me. Now color 3 is 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we put green down as number 3. So let's see, where's number 9? Right there. Let's see. Okay, so see, that one is one of those ones that's just a wee bit wider. So we're just going to make this part a little smaller and then take the rest of it back to the proper size. So you can just, you know, do the first one and fold it. And then you can continue folding after you've got this one down because it's so wide. So there's number 9. And we'll tape that down. And number 9. I'm really off with my hands being like this today. Okay. Number 9. So I don't want any of you who are new to this finding that you're really off on your lines because, hey, look at the person who's teaching you. I have such bad shaky hands that there's times where I can't get anything straight. I definitely can't draw a straight line. That's for sure. I don't even try that anymore. So now I'm going to fold this piece down like I have all the others. And then we go to number 10, which is here. And we do it right on the line. And then I want the tape to show. 10. So there's number 10, and it ends right about here. So we'll just cut it just above. And that's a bit big for the tape. There. And then number 11, as you can see, is another piece that's wider again. So what we do is we open the paper back up and we refold that small fold and get it to the size that will fit here. That's about right. So we'll just fold this piece down, get a nice crease in it, and then I'm trying to push my hand that's shaking so badly. I'm trying to push it down hard onto the paper so that it won't shake as bad. But because I'm having trouble with the other one shaking too, I'm not having much luck with anything. Okay. That tape ripped all wrong on me there. So, okay, so number 11 is right about there. Take that and now number 12, this piece is not big enough to fit number 12, so we need to fill it fold a new one. Now, remembering to keep your fold on the inside towards that line. Okay, yes, Fred. Hello, you go over there now, okay? Must have done something he thinks he deserves a kiss for, so I give him one. He's a kissy boy, this one, aren't you? You're a kissy kissy. Okay, don't knock over all my lamps, okay? Mommy's kind of got them where she wants this time. I discovered why my lighting was so bad the last time was because the tri-light that I have, or 3 thing of light that I have over there, was pointing to my couch because I had been cutting magazine images out in the evening. So I had forgotten to turn them back around, and it had made for not very good lighting on my table. So I turned it back around, and hopefully the light's much better today. There, so that was number 12. Now, in the 4th color, which is yellow, I believe we're done with the green now. Okay, so I'll put the green over there. So the 4th color is yellow, and we are going to go to number 13 first, which is here. And as you can see, it's fairly wide. So what you want to do is make a small fold at this end, and hopefully it will fit. That fits. So then you turn it around to where your fold is facing the line. And let go, Fred. Let go, Fred. I guess he's holding the other edge because I'm shaking so much. Maybe he's trying to stop it. I don't know. It's not working though. And then come over here and cut that. There's number 13. Then we're going to do number 14, and it seems that at this end, number 14 is a little wide too. So we will just fold this and hope that that will fit there. So that's good. And get it up onto the lines. Up to the lines, Lynn. There. Oh, there we go. You can see. Okay, so now we go to number 15. Where'd my paper go? I'm running away. These ones all look like they're sort of wide at the top of them, so we're just gonna take that whole paper down. Okay, so here's number 15. Oh, Nico's not doing nothing. You leave him alone. Nico's minding his own business. Hello, Nico. Did you know you scared some people when you climbed? You jumped up here one day? Yeah, you scared the pants off Spanky. She was not expecting you. But I think she knows better now. Could be you, could be Fred. Okay, so now we've done number 19. Now I need to just cut just a sliver off here. Take that down. Okay, so that's the end of color 4. So now what happens, because we've used all 4 colors, we still have some to do, but number 17, 18, 19, and 20 are back to color 1, which was the blue. So we're going to fold the blue. There. So we start with number 17, which is right here. And get that on. And just snip it. So that's, wait a minute, what number did I just cover? Oh, I covered number 17. I covered the wrong one. Sorry about that. No, I didn't. I did that right. I see. Number 16 is yellow. I had a small piece of yellow there, so I did that. I missed a step there. You got to be careful of that. So I'm going to cut this one off because I don't need a big piece. Nico, do you think you could move out of the way? Bud? You move to Mommy's way? No, not in Mommy's way, out of Mommy's way. Guess not. Okay. So 16 goes here. I don't like it when they're up here when I've got my knives out and stuff, but as long as he's not misbehaving. It's the other guy who misbehaves the most. Oh dear, we're coming to the end of our tape there, aren't we? Maybe we can just make it through this and I'll switch to another tape. Okay, so that was number 16. That was my mistake. I'm so sorry I missed that. Now number 17. Oh, where the heck is number 18? Where is that? No, that's 16. Oh, there's 18. No. Yes, it is. That's number 18. So that one's in the wrong spot completely. No wonder we missed number 16. Okay, see? Even I make big boo-boos like that. It would have looked okay when it was finished, but, you know, I want to do it right. It just looks so much like a 16. It does. They both look like 16. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be 18 because this says 16 too. So I think that this one is right. That this is 16. Because it makes more sense. And I think this is supposed to be 18 even though it's been misprinted. And it is supposed to be 18. So if you have this patterned, mark it on your pattern here because yeah, I can see it here too. It's 16 and 16. So this one here in, oh, am I off so you can't see? See, they've got a misprint on this. They've got 16 here, but they've also got 16 here. This is where 16 should be. This is 18. So if you take it on your permanent pattern that you keep, mark that one as an 18 so that you're not getting confused like I just did. Okay, so back to this. This is number 17. Okay. Salvage some of this tape because I'm not going to waste it. So that's number 17, and that is in blue. And this is number 18, even though it says 16, it's 18. But that really had me there for a minute, you know, I wasn't sure what was going on. But if you really look closely at your pattern and look, and that's where having that, you know, even though it's not a bright colored picture or anything, but that's where having that colored picture on there helps you. That's why I say print two, because then you've always got one where you can go, now you can go back on your main pattern and change that to 18, and on your template that's under here, when it's out, you can change that to 18 as well, and then your pattern will be proper. It's just a misprint. I mean, it happens. You know, they've probably done the same thing here in the 5 where they put the 18 and the 16. Yeah, well, they'll still be the same mistake. They'll still be 16 and 16 instead of 18 and 16. So you need to change it. Okay. Hoping this one thing of tape that's in here is going to help me. Just let me get to the end of this one, and then I'll find another thing to put on there. I have these boxes and boxes of Scotch tape someplace that I still haven't been able to find them. Mind you, I haven't done iris folding for a long time either, so I don't know what I would have put them into. They could even be in a box in my storage locker for all I know. And number 20 is also the last color in section 1. Whoop. So those are all of our colors. And now I can lift this off. And just trim this tape off. And then you can see how pretty that looks. And it is an oval. It's not a diamond, even though it looked like it while we were doing it. It's not. Now we just have to find something to put into the iris, and that can be anything. It could be a piece of pattern paper or shiny paper or anything. I think I'm gonna go back into this bag and see what I've got in here. It might fit in there. Gold paper. That gold paper might just fit there. Don't know if I like it very much, but you're not supposed to be stealing my paper, young man. That's not good. That's not good. No. And you could also do something like this and put musical notes in the middle of it. Let's see what else have we got in here. We have so much in here. What's this? Here's one with some pink rose on it. which might look quite pretty, although this is quite bright, and then it goes to, but it does show up that iris quite well. I think I might do that. Okay, let's try this one. Well, you could put that too, but that's a different kind of blue, so I'd rather do something alternate to that. It's I think I'm going to put that pink rose in there. Or what's this paper here? This might be pretty. Now this has been folded and used as something, on something. Don't know what, but that's too dulled down. I think I'm going to put the pink rose in the center of this one. And I'm going to kind of line it up first, then turn it over. Look up, Boo. Your mommy's way. Come on, move. Move, move, move. I'll keep touching your feet because I know you don't like that. Put that down. And then I'll put a bigger piece down here because I just cleared off my scissors with that one. And there you have a little pretty pink rose in the center of this one. So that one turned out pretty good. I'm hoping you can see it well. I have brought it up and I was hoping it would, yeah, my light's better, so I don't know where's the best place to show you. So now, what we'll do is I'll put all this stuff away in here, and I am gonna, let's see, open this to something. Here. That's a part of the page. How about we take that page? And it doesn't matter if it has white on it or anything. We don't care about that. So I'm going to take the other piece of black just so that you see, where did that piece go? You see the same design on the same background in two different ways. Okay, now I will close those up. I will grab my knife and I will go around and cut out this oval. And pray that my camera stays on long enough on this tablet for me to get this one done. It should, because it shouldn't take too long. When you're not having to follow the numbers in the patterns kind of thing, then it just kind of goes faster because you're just folding papers and slapping them down, and it doesn't matter what's where or anything, because whatever's on the page, that's what you're putting down. So like I said, I don't care that this page has white on it, or I'm not going to tear the white off, and it's going to get used in here just as much as the other colors will. Even, I don't know if there's words, and then okay, come on you guys, this is not the place to play. You have a carpet down there to play on. Go. Go on. Get down. Yes, Fred, that meant you too. Look at me like it's just Nico. There. So that one went quickly. And we'll just take that piece of paper up and put this down here. Now take your paper right side down. Oops, I put the pattern upside down too. Okay, put your pattern right side up. And then take your paper and put it right side facing down. And then we're gonna do like we did before. We're gonna tape it in the corners instead so that we don't get blocked. There. Okay. So now I'm gonna leave this one. I don't know if you can see that one or not there, but I'll leave it there. That goes out of the way. I will cut some strips. About 5/8. Big enough. Come on. We're running out of camera time here. Oh shoot. Oh, that's dumb. Okay, we'll start with this and we'll start going around. I gotta stop trying to rush because if I all this stuff's sticking up. Okay. If I start to rush things, then for sure things are gonna get nuts. Okay, so we're just gonna fold this. This one might not be wide enough. So I'm gonna fold this one just a bit thinner because I don't think I cut it quite wide enough. So, because we want it to go, oh, and I need tape, don't I? Well, this is easy to do when your hands shake like crazy. Oh, where's the beginning? There you are. There. There. Okay, number one. Okay, that's, yeah, this piece is not wide enough for here. So I don't think I cut any of these pieces wide enough by the looks of things, but okay, let's fold you narrow here and make you fit number one. That's better. That's better. Cut it off here. Cut that off. Well, this is my narrower tape, which is great. Okay. So 1, 2. 2 is quite wide at the end too, so it's going to get a narrow fold as well. You can have that. Yeah. Ooh, surprises. Mommy gave me something. It rolls. You can take it on the floor. hoping that by showing you me doing it with 2 different mediums, you kind of get the idea. And not only that, you get to, you see it done in 2 different mediums, and then you think, oh, I like that medium better. I don't want to have to match colors. But sometimes you do want to match colors. Like say if you're doing a journal, but you want, say, an oval or something on your journal page, then you can do an oval, you can do a diamond, you can do a dress. You can, there's so many patterns, like that little froggy one. We'll have to, Nico, get off the keyboard. We'll have to get to that little froggy one once we have progressed far enough that I'm, you know, that's why I'm like doing the 1 iris fold a day for February, is because then you will definitely get the idea, because you'll know what you're doing. And then by the time we get to that frog one, you won't have any problems at all. Now I haven't tried the frog one with magazine paper. I don't know how that would work. You want that way? You can take it down on the floor and play hockey with it if you want. You just think Nico will get it, and so you're not going to take it down there, are you? Okay, so the next piece of paper, and we'll just fold this. Now I don't, like I said, on the magazine papers, I'm not looking for patterns, nothing. I'm just taking the page when I grab it, folding it, and going to the next number. So our next number is 5. Is this gonna fit 5? Not quite, so we just need to, does this end fit 5? There. That end fits 5 perfectly, so we'll just move it down to here. So that's fine. And the nice thing, the thing I like about doing this with the magazine papers is you never ever know what it's going to look like until you turn it over. And you don't turn it over till you finish it. So it's kind of fun. So that was 5. This is 6. So I think that 6 will still go there. Okay. Oh, thankfully he took that toy down to the floor, or the inside of the tape roller. He finally just took it down to the floor to play with. If he feels like he's gotten away with taking something off my table, then he's happy as hell for hours, because he's got a new toy and nobody's coming after him. Or he thinks that, you know, he's really gotten away with something, you know. So that was number 6. Now we need number 7. Now, is this going to fit 7? No. We need to make that a bit smaller here on this fold. Oh, that's still not going to fit. Okay, let's try you on this end. Oops. And that's not even going to fit. I didn't cut these strips very good, did I? Okay. Let's do a new one. Let's see if we can't get it a little bit bigger here. There we go. That fits. do number 8, which is over here. And number 8 is not very wide. So please excuse my fingers if I get them in your way for a minute and you're not catching what I'm doing. There. So this is number 8 that we're just putting down now. Moving the fold. I didn't get that done right. Darn it. Okay. I was holding it, but it wasn't down properly. It's too close because that's... There. Now we're going to go to number 9, which seems a wee bit bigger again. So, whoops, where's that piece that we just had that was bigger? Oh, I had a piece here. What was it? Was that the last part of it, or did I drop it? I don't know. Okay, let's try this again. Little tiny fold. And we're going to go to number 9. And number 9 fits perfect right there. There. Not quite perfect. Not quite perfect. Now we go to number 10. I should make sure we're still taping. Here we are, so that's good. So there's number 10 right there. Hope I can get both of these finished for you so that you can see them both and the differences they make. So that's 10. Number 11, you need to be a bigger piece too. Oh, there we go. There's where it went to. Okay. Number 11 is going to go here. And then we're going to go number 12, so we'll just take this piece again. Number 12 is not very wide, so see that little inner circle of the tape is getting nice and busy. I'm loving it. Okay, and then we need 13, which are you going to fit? You are. Bless you. Okay, so 13. Very happy that you decided to. Oops. I moved you. Sorry about that. There. Oops. And the one thing you don't want is you don't want any tape to go inside, because if it's inside, it's going to show on the front. So now we need number 14. Are you gonna be, you're gonna just be perfect for 14. Excellent. And then we'll get a piece for 50. Will you work? Yes, you will. Perfect. And things are coming along. Oh, there's your mailman, guys. My cats run for the mailman. They're like dogs. And if I don't go get it right away, they keep coming to tell me it's there. They sniff it over first, so I'm okay for a few minutes, but yeah, they're funny. Okay, so 6. Will you fit here? Nope, I need another piece. Another piece of paper. Oh, I got one right there. So 16. Perfect. Must have been no mail for Fred today because he's back to his toy. It means it's just bills. That was 16. Now we're going to do 17, which is right here. And it's not big, so we can actually fold this a little bit better. I don't think the rest of them are very big at all. But we're getting down to the iris, so that's good. It seems to me that when you do it with the magazines and not having to match up colors and things like that, and it seems to go quicker. And that's because you don't have to follow that pattern guide. You're just putting down whatever you want to, you know, whatever number comes next. So we know this is number 18 down here, remember, people? So okay. Okay, 18 and 19 and 20. There's 19. By the time we get through the 28 days of doing these, you guys are going to be so good at this that you'll be able to pick any pattern. And I know Colette was telling me she was having problems getting patterns off of Google. She said they were too small. And you have to click the picture first. Like, go to Google and it says Google Images and it'll bring up a whole whack of small pictures. Click on those small pictures first and then it will take you to the bigger image. Then you click Save As and put it in a file. I'm not sure if you can print right from there or not, but I mean, if you can, that's great. I have never tried it. I've always just saved them and then put them in my book. So, but you just click Save As and put it in whatever file or document holder you use for things like this, and then you print it out. Okay, so now we're done everything except for the iris. So let's see what this one looks like. Now look at that. How different is that from this? Very different. They're very different. but they both look really cool. I really like that. And I think that, let me see, where's that bag of stuff? I wonder if I have, and no, that's not what I wanted. That might work. I think I want something dark in the center like that. This piece just, I don't know if it's going to be big enough. Nico, you're all right. I'll have to try it from this side and see if it hits. No, it's not hitting all the corners. That green and that green. That green looks cool in the middle of that. It really pops everything else out, even though it's not in that color. Let's see if we've got a red or a pink or something in here that might, because it looks like there's some, it's not wide enough. Pink might work too. Oh, there's a blue on the back. But there's really no blue in this. There's red and there's pink, and well, where's our pink strips that we used last time? They were sort of shiny. Let's see if we can get one of them in here. Oh yeah, that looks kind of pretty. So maybe that's what we'll do. Let's stick a pink piece in the middle. And I know I kind of like this green one, even though there's no green in there. I kind of like it, but without any other color that matches it. And I don't have, do I have a paler pink in here? I might. Let's see. Oh, I have a, we have a metallic pink, and it just doesn't suit. Nope, just doesn't look right. Don't like it, don't like it. I was actually thinking that it might look kind of cool with like a black in the center or something, but I don't seem to have any black. Well, that's a paler pink, but it's not quite. Almost need peach. What's this? This is peach. It's peach, but it doesn't look right. We're still taping. I like that too. That's pretty. This. Oh, that adds some sparkle to it. Let's go with that. There's no colors in here. Well, there's little bits of green down there. No colors in it, but it doesn't have to make sense, so let's just go with that. And we'll take, look at Nico. Poor guy. You're always being told to look out, aren't you? There. There we go. So there's the one with the magazine paper. This is the one we did as well with the origami paper. And they're both gorgeous. I like them both. I mean, they're really, really nice. This one I noticed had got quite a bit of white in it, but it looks kind of cool with that white in there, you know, because it's got color around it and everything. So I'm we did 2 today. So now the other thing that you could do with this too, and maybe I should do that too on this one, is you could put a little pearl in the middle of it. See if that looks better to you. Looks like my camera's really dirty. So if you can put a little pearl in the middle of it, you can put a flower, you can put bling, you can put pattern paper like we did on this one. It doesn't matter. And I mean, if you don't want that pearl there, or if you do and then you decide to make this into, say, a 5x7 card, you could put, you know, you could do pearl drops or pearls around the edge of it, or even just in the 4 corners, or like in, you know, 3 here and 3 here. There's so many different ways to decorate them that and one I have saved every silhouette that I've cut out. And so one of the days, instead of doing, I want you to get good at doing this first. And once you are good at doing that, then one of the days I'm going to take the silhouettes and turn them into a card so that you can see, because I did that with the dress that's up on my group page. That's the dress that I did in the previous video. It's the silhouette that's up on my group page. So I will hang on to every silhouette that I cut out. I always do, always have. And then one day I just feel like working with a shape and doing something with it. And then, you know, I'll do something to it. You could even use these in your journals for, you know, like tuck spots, like on the side or something. And you could put an image, you know, say of a Victorian woman or something, and lace around the edge, whatever. You could do a ton of different things with these. I don't know if there's a site. I should look and see if there's a site on there, iris folding silhouettes, and see, you know, what a lot of people have done with them. I mean, I've just used my own imagination and gone with that. But these are our 2 for today. So you got a bonus one today. You got the magazine one, and you got the iris or the origami papers. And I will try to upload another one tomorrow. I know I do have an appointment one day this week. I think it's on the 9th. So I might not be able to tape that morning or that early, but maybe I'll do it in the evening or something. But getting the cats fed and things done around here in the morning, it just takes so much time to get to my table. So so this is today's video anyway, on our iris fold a day for February. So there's 2 that you know that are the same pattern, look completely different. Let's see if I can pick them up on the green, if that helps to focus it better for you, and you can see them. And then I will come back on tomorrow. I will choose another one tomorrow. I think I have chosen, I think I printed it out already. Where did I put it? Oh, who the hell knows? I know Nico doesn't like it when I go and cut images out of magazines, because that's taking up his lap space. So anyway, well, I'm going to say goodbye for now, because this thing has blinked off twice now. Don't know if it's Fred or if it's just time to get off. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and remember that creative clutter is way better than idle neatness, and I will see you in the next video, and we will do another iris fold. Have a great day. Bye.